Welcome to This Is Cinema. It shows Kevin 27 back with another fire episode. And today we got three bona fide movies to come at your way, man. We got a few bangers. Honestly, I enjoyed every single movie I've seen this weekend, and this is the rare three triple movie header weekend. So we're gonna go ahead and give it to you. We're gonna start off with the amateur, but before we get into the amateur, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. And the Daredevil finale, I will be live streaming on my YouTube channel. It will start at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, we will start at 5. Kick it off with an hour episode of straight out of Marvel news, and then 6 o'clock, boom, we getting right to it. Yeah, so please make sure you are there. That's the first thing. The second thing is, please follow at Kevin 27 Word on Instagram and Twitter, aka X, at what is it, Kevin 27 World. And please make sure you give a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Apple, it's been a minute. It's been a while. Please, on Apple, we need a 5-star rating, okay? And Spotify, y'all been doing y'all thing lately, kicking up, but still, let's get it up. We got 420 followers now. We got about, I think we got about probably about, what is it, 40 followers this month. So come on, man, let's get to let's try to end at least Daredevil with 430. Okay, so let's get to This Is Cinema. We have the first movie, The Amateur. And yo, honestly, bro, I thought the movie was fire. If I'm just giving off my first thoughts before we even get to the Rotten Tomatoes of it all, I thought the movie was fire. I was engaged from the beginning. Now, I will say this, I was a little late because, for some reason, man, the parking at the movie theater I go to is terrible, man. It's like it's not enough parking, man. For as many theaters they have in the movie theater, they should have more parking. So yeah, that's terrible. But other than that, so we did arrive about 2-3 minutes late. But I'm not gonna lie, as soon as I sat down, I was locked in, engaged, and I already know what type of movie it is. So if we could just read real quick what the movie is about. It is Charlie Heller, who's starring Rami Malek, is a brilliant but deeply introverted decoder for the CIA, working out of a basement office at headquarters in Langley, whose life is turned upside down when his wife is killed in a London terrorist attack. When his supervisors refuse to take action, he takes matters into his own hands, embarking on a dangerous trek across the globe to track down those responsible, his intelligence serving as the ultimate weapon for eluding his pursuers and achieving his revenge. Yeah, I mean, the synopsis was literally that was the movie. And, I wasn't mad at the movie. It was simple enough for you to be able to follow it. Obviously, it's the first of its kind. You don't need any, background to it. And the movie is pretty much Jason Bourne goes nerd. It's pretty much what it was. And I like it. I'm not saying Jason Bourne wasn't intelligent in his own right, but I mean, it's pretty much what the movie was. So the only problem I really had with the movie was he killed everyone but the main person who killed his wife. It made no sense. Yo, light up that exotic if you got it. Pour up that expensive so we can get offensive. So he kills everyone, but on some like I didn't kill you type of thing, right? It's like he like almost killed him. He killed him, but he almost kills him. So one guy, he makes it to where, hey, if you swim fast enough, you can get out of the out of the pool that's over the which honestly, dumbass idea. I get it, people adrenaline junkies, you're flexing, but why have a pool suspended over the air? It just makes it just makes no sense to me. I get it, people be balling. I look at those people with the pools that's kind of like that little like a waterfall and it's just off a cliff. And I'm like, I don't get it at all. Like, I just wouldn't even one day want a mistake to happen. So I always look at that as weird. So I thought that was weird. Oh, girl, he didn't kill her, but he caused her to be killed. First of all, he kidnapped her. That's crazy. And put her in a tank full of pollen. I don't know if she was just allergic to pollen or if you're exposed to that much pollen, it's just going to kill you. I'm assuming the latter, but I'm looking at that insane. I'm like, this man is unhinged. And she's like running away from him, and then she just get plowed by a truck. It was like Mean Girls. Instantly, that's what I thought of. Regina George walking off into the street and getting smashed by the bus. So I'm looking at that and I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. Like, but I like it. Now, mind you, I go watch all my movies in D box, at least the ones that are available. And when I was watching it, that bus scene was like, it shook the whole seat, just crazy. Like I was like, oh my god, I just couldn't believe it. So we get from there another one of the traps. This is what I like. I like how he was outsmarting the CIA, and we're gonna get to this part of it too when it comes to the CIA. But outsmarting the CIA, and then you get these people. The third trap I think was he had dude touch I think it was a briefcase or something, and he was like, if you let go of the briefcase, it's gonna explode. To me, this is more killing than anything. But I get it. He didn't tell him to touch the briefcase. So it's like, I'm just putting you in a situation to mess yourself up. I'm not killing you actually. So I get what it was brilliant because, okay, what does he do? You grab the briefcase. Oh, you open it. Now you can't let it go. And if you let it go, it's going to blow up. It's going to explode. That's what happens. So the whole CIA of it all is, I think it was a couple of agents, black guy, white guy, tried to, I don't know, I guess tried to bury the case with his wife being killed. Like they know who did it, but wasn't trying to hunt him down. And he's looking at it like, first of all, I work for the CIA. This is my wife. Y'all not even gonna try to get back for me. I'm supposed to be your brother. That's supposed to be your sister, man. That's my wife. So I think he took that personally, got some dirt up on these two CIA agents, and told them, "Hey man, y'all gonna train me? If you don't train me, I'm turning you in." And then he had the elaborate plan to still find the dude who ended up killing him or killing his wife and getting him turned in. And that is what I didn't like about the movie. That took it took it a notch below because I'm like, okay, and who cares, right? The wife is, I mean, like I said, technically he didn't kill anyone, not him, but or not him, not face to face, point blank range. But I mean, if you get to the man who literally shot your wife in the face, you did all of this, and you get him locked up. So his saving grace was he made him get on his knees and I guess think he was about to die. And he was like, that's the position that you have my wife in. And I wanted you to feel that. And I mean, I was like, okay, that's cool. But was it necessary? I don't think so. I don't think so. So I didn't like that he ended up getting them turned in, and along with the other two CIA agents, which that was cool. I mean, I wasn't mad at it. I thought it was a good ending, honestly, the way he did it, and he ended up keeping his purity, didn't kill. So I like how he did it, but it was a little disheartening for me. I'm not gonna lie. I thought he was gonna blow his brains out. If you did that to my wife, I'm blowing your brains out. So yeah, I mean, it was a good movie though. Not going front. It was a good movie. Would recommend highly, and I would watch it again. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a solid 8. Solid 8. You know, I thought it was a really good movie. I thought it was really good, kept my attention, kept me locked in. Really good movie. So yeah, solid 8 out of 10. Would recommend, would watch again. I don't really go see movies again unless they're Marvel movies. It has to be something like John Wick 4, like for me to go watch it again. But yeah, would recommend highly. Now, if we could just check out the Rotten Tomato and see what's going on here, would love to see that. Um, right? So we got 61% on the tomato meter, 90% on the popcorn meter, and yeah, and the 61 is 122 reviews. The 90 is 250 plus reviews. So yeah, it's pretty. I wouldn't say even because obviously it's double over here, but it's still in the low hundreds. So that's what I mean by that. So yeah, I'm definitely going with the 90%. Obviously, it was a good movie. It was a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. I couldn't see. I can't really see why anyone wouldn't like this movie. Someone said this is a mechanical, sluggish affair. So dated is more like born yesterday. Holy crap. Yeah. Um, I thought it was good though. That's a bad review. But yeah, I thought it was good. So I liked it. I'm definitely rolling with the 90%. You know, I'm definitely rolling with the 90% here. What say you? Let me know in the comment section below before we move on to the next movie, okay? But I really enjoyed it. Would recommend, and I'm telling you, go see it and let me know what you think, man. Remember, Kevin27 World is my Instagram. The DMs are always open. The comment section always open. Okay, let's move on to the next movie. Oh, and before we move on, uh, let's talk about performances. Yo, Raimi killed it. Lawrence Fishburne nailed it. Good to see Lawrence Fishburne in another big movie because obviously Lawrence Fishburne is the OG and he's been in countless classic movies, and this is another one. All right, let's move on. Okay, so we got the movie Drop, and it says everyone's a suspect. Now, I thought the trailer to this looked good, and I thought the movie added up to the trailer, lived up to the trailer, I would say. Really good film. My thing about this movie is I like the different types of movies but movies that are still kind of similar to other movies. So to me, this movie is Phone Booth. I don't know if you guys remember the movie Phone Booth, but this is similar, just not in the phone booth. Obviously, she's at a restaurant, but similar type of movie. Phone Booth was a 2002 film with what's that dude name? I forget who the Colin Farrell. Yeah, I mean, phone booth was crazy. So yeah, with Drop, pretty much, man, movie is about this woman. She goes on her first date that she hasn't been on a date since her husband died. And mind you, spoiler alert, her husband ended up offing himself because he was about to kill the baby, and he just said, "Fuck it." Put it up to his chin and blew his brains out. So yeah, man, that was a insane like little tidbit to know because she kept calling herself a widow. Then when you find out, it's because she was getting abused heavily, but she wouldn't leave. And then instead of her leaving, you know, um, the husband was about to kill the baby, and then just like, nah, I ain't gonna kill my baby, man, just off the self, you know. That was terrible. But the premise, I like the premise. So she goes on a date with this guy. Let's actually get his name. Because this was I like this movie, It was pretty good. I think his name was Henry, but let's be sure. Yep, his name was Henry. So yeah, Violet, she goes on a date with Henry, first date, and the date starts off already a bit weird because Henry, I don't know if she's early or Henry is a little bit late, but so that's already weird. First date. Now, I don't think, if I'm being honest, I've never been on a date where like a first date where I met the person at the place I was going. Like, oh, it's a first date. I'm gonna meet you at this restaurant. I've never done it. Like anytime I went on a first date with somebody, or just it's like we hung out at the crib first and then we left like together or something like that. I don't think I ever been on a first date where I met someone at a place. So, that's already weird if you meeting someone and then you come late. It's like, ugh. But he came with some charm or whatever. So she ends up meeting this guy who's also on his first date. And I mean, he was a total spotter from the beginning, obviously. It's like you kind of just knew he was in on it, because he just was too talkative. Oh, I'm here on a date, on a blind date, and just all that. Too talkative, so he was already suspect to me. So the guy Henry walks in, he instantly makes a joke. She was like, "Oh, I just finished my drink." And he was like, "Yeah, I just finished my drink on the drive here." Like, good joke, honestly, tension breaker. And both are nervous. That was another reason why I've not why I've never done it. It's not like I'm opposed to it, which who cares now because I found the love of my life. But I've never. It's just like, dang, you're gonna be like, you're so nervous when you first meet someone, So to meet someone on a date is just like, so scary. So they are like both kind of tripping balls, and then instantly, man, she didn't even get to enjoy the date. Like immediately, she started getting these airdrops, which I guess they were calling them digi drops. Never even heard of a digi drop. I've heard of airdrops. She immediately started getting these airdrops, and it's like, oh, don't make yourself too noticeable. Oh, look at this, look at that. He's sending all of these memes like, oh, I'm here to mess up your night, all of this stuff. Cool, I get it. That was cool or whatever. But then he started sending her pictures of her home and the guy in the home kidnapping her kid, all of this crazy stuff. Mind you, the kid is staying at home with the sister. So, this was a pretty scary thing. He pull up, ski masked up, got the Blake out with the silencer on it, very scary. So yeah, it was just like, damn. So she immediately started complying. He's telling her to do all of this, do all of this. He told her to. This how you know it was some crazy shit. At first, I thought the guy might have been in on it because he had a little weird red flag when all of this stuff was going on, and he was like, or the waiter said, "Yeah, you specifically ordered this table," and he was like, "I didn't order this table. Like we just sat here. Like I didn't order it." And she kept like making it like, "Nah, you ordered this table, my guy." And he like, "Nah, I didn't." So he had a little bit of a red flag. But once the person who was airdropping her told her to take his SD camera out and smash it, I was like, okay, he doesn't just work for the mayor. He got some dirt on the mayor because you could tell. You could tell. Like, why would, because when she asked, "Do you work for the mayor? Is he a nice guy?" He had a weird answer, a weird response to it. So obviously, dead giveaway, dead giveaway. Um, I thought it was pretty crazy, that they even let that slide like that. If I'm just being honest, like I was just like, that was super cringe. You know what I mean? But okay, that was a dead giveaway. It was funny though when she was like crushing up the SD card. Somebody walked in a women's restaurant, she just backed out like looked like she was like crushing up a pill or something. Hey, if I see somebody crushing up what up? Eh, yeah, I'll probably leave too. Cause I don't want to be involved with none of the crazy shit you got going on, if I'm being honest. So yeah, I'll probably leave too. I'll probably leave. Um, yeah, so that happens. She goes back to the sea. So he's telling her you gotta kill your date, poison him. She wouldn't do it. He made her do it, but she had a crazy plan, which I thought was pretty tight. So she ended up finding out who the guy was because she thought it was a dude because he was on his phone checking, wasn't him. So she thought, and he was like, "Oh, I'm waiting on my sister." And then he was like, "You should get back to your date, because he's looking over here." Mind you, today he like, "Man, I know Shorty ain't not on a date with me and about to dip and talking to another guy behind my back." Oh hell no. Oh hell no. Yo, stay hydrated. So I'm looking at it. I'm like, this is pretty funny. But I knew it wasn't him. I knew it wasn't him. Like it was too obvious it wasn't him. And she finally, I think she tried to like get smart. So she wrote something on a $20 bill, said, please, we're two hostages. The guy intercepts it, kills him. You know, that was crazy. And then and we find out why and how later because he was watching her this whole time. So because he was in the restaurant, that was the thing that was tripping me out is because the guy was like, "Well, they have to be within 50 feet of you to airdrop you something." So I'm like, it's someone in the restaurant, right? I'd have been pressing everybody. I wouldn't have been letting that shit go on like that. But I get it. You probably won't because they got your kid hostage. You know what I mean? So she did it the right way. You know, she did it the right way for sure. So with that being said, she ends up finding out who it is after all of this time. She ended up convincing the guy to stay because he was ready to dip. And I mean, can you blame him? Can you blame him, bro? You know who was really good though? The waiter. He was Matt. Yeah, the waiter Matt. Because they was like, we're on our first date. And he was like, coincidence. This is my first shift. Like he just he was the tension breaker and the comedy relief, and I appreciated it because he did a good job at it. Like he did a good job at it, so I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at that. So yeah, that was cool. I liked him, but they figure out she ended up figuring out who it is because he had a breakdown to a science. So I'm guessing she like a pharmacist or something or she gives out certain types of medicine and he had that certain type of medicine that was poisoning the people. He poisoned the piano player that she tried to get for help, killed him. And then she wanted him to poison the first date. And I guess whatever she did, she made it look like she poisoned him and he took the shot. But while the first date was taking the shot, she poured it in his dessert or whatever, and he was fucking that dessert up. Nom, 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 nom. He was fucking that shit up. And then she said something. She said something crazy. It was a really good line because he said, I'm always two steps ahead of you. I'm playing chess. He's like, what are you playing? Yahtzee? And then when she did that, um, he realized that he just poisoned himself by eating all the food. And he was like, and then she was like, Yahtzee motherfucker. I was like, oh, that was a call. Like, it was the delivery. I loved it. He was so mad, bro. He pulled the blick out and just started dumping. But the guy saved himself, or not himself. The first date, he saved her by jumping in the way of the bullet, obviously, the whole romantic type thing, which I'm like, would you do that for a first date? someone you just met, or is that just the gentleman thing to do? Risk your life just because this is a woman. Is that what happens? You know, because he went full throttle, baby, for this woman he don't know. And when I say he don't know, he really didn't know her because I mean she was acting so strange. Like he didn't even get to like they didn't even get to sit down and have like a normal conversation for like 20 minutes. You know what I mean? It's like as soon as they sat down, he started with the bullshit. So, you know, I was glad that he still ended up sacrificing himself. So the part that I thought was cool was he shot the bullet. Now, mind you, the restaurant that they are at is like in a skyscraper. So I'm imagining in my city, this is like eating on top of the world at the stratosphere, right? Something like that. I'm looking at it like that. She or he shot a bullet through the window and you can hear the air like sucking, like trying to suck, like it was breaking the glass. And this guy, Henry, bought her son a hockey puck because they had just moved to Chicago, you know. And he was like, yeah, he bought her the hockey puck and was like, yeah, that way your son know which team to root for, you know, and the Blackhawks. And I don't know if it was just at the table or if it was in her purse and she fell by her purse, but she picked it up and threw it out the window. He was like, "You miss, you dumb bitch." And he was like, she was like, "Actually, I hit right where I wanted." And then that bitch, the glass cracked and sucked him out the window. He smashed and flopped on the floor. Oh, that was great. I love that part. And I was like, is that what happens way up in the air like that in the skyscrapers? Is it just super windy? So if you open up a window, it's just gonna suck it out? I didn't understand. Or is it because it was a little hole? Like I wonder. I wonder. But yeah, that was cool. So then she still ended up having to figure out what went wrong at the house or what's going on at the house. Because remember, it's a guy there trying to kill the sister and the son. And I mean, it was predictably how it went. Now, what did catch me off guard was the sister surviving because the masked man shot the sister. Because the sister, she just was doing some dumb things to me. Like, I don't know if it's because she's a woman or is if it's because she's trying to protect her nephew. But I mean, if you stab a motherfucker one time, you stab them two times, and you stab them three times, and you keep stabbing them until they die. You don't stab him once. So I didn't understand. Like she kept stabbing him and then running, and then he comes after her. Finally, he shot her dumbass. The mom pulled up, and then she getting her ass. Well, he throwing her all across the island and shit in the kitchen. Like he was whooping her ass. And then the funniest thing happened. The son, because I'm guessing the guy dropped the gun. I don't know if he dropped the gun or if he had a backup gun or whatever. But however, the son took the gun, put it on a remote control car, remote controlled it to the mom, drove it to the mom, and she had the gun. She was like, "Oh shit!" Got his ass up out of here, bro. So yeah, I love that. It was a good ending. All parties survived. Mr. Henry, he survived, and the sister ended up surviving, and they ended up, you know, having their, I guess, real first date at a hospital while he was recovering. You know, she went and bought him some cheeseburgers and some fries and milkshake. You know, so that was cool. I liked it. I liked it, man. I really liked it. You know, my only problem with it is I just hate seeing, you know, people not continuously stabbing. And I get it, it's the movie, it's a movie. You know, you gotta you move that plot forward or whatever the hell. But I would have liked to seen that, you know. I would have liked to seen some a little different, you know. But I get it. They needed the mom to be the ultimate hero, and then she still got assisted by her son, so it makes it like even cooler. So I'm not mad at it, you know. So I'm gonna give it. I give it a solid 8. I give it a solid 8. Now, I'm not saying this movie was better than The Amateur or worse or even on the same level, but it was a good movie. It kept my attention. I really liked it. Um yeah, so I give it another 8. We rolling the dice with eights today, baby. So yeah, let's actually read what the census or not what the census, but the consensus is about it because I thought this movie was pretty good, you know. Let's see what they're saying on Rotten Tomatoes about it. It has an 82% on the tomato meter, 78% on the popcorn meter. Yeah, I'm rolling. It's right there, man. It's kind of how I feel. It was a good movie. It was a good movie. Said breakout star of White Lotus and The Perfect Couple plays Violet, a widowed mother on her first date in years, who arrives at an upscale restaurant where she is relieved that her date, Henry, is more charming and handsome than she expected. But their chemistry begins to curdle as Violet begins being irritated and terrorized by a series of anonymous drops to her phone. She is instructed to tell nobody and follow his instructions of the hooded figure she sees on her home security. Oh, or the hooded figure she sees on her home security will kill Violet's young son and babysitting sister. Violet must do so and do exactly as directed, or everyone she loves will die. Her unseen tormentor's final directive killed Henry. Yeah, it's pretty good. I liked it. I'm rolling. 78%, 82%, rotten tomato. You know what I mean? I'm right there with it. I liked it. I would highly recommend you go see this movie. It was very good. I can't complain. I liked it and I will watch again. I will not go see again, but I will watch again once it comes out. Now, I be saying that, but I'm not gonna lie, bro. Some of these movies, when it's time to watch it again, I don't be feeling it as much, or it's just be like, uh, one watch movie worthy, one watch worthy movie. It always happens, you know, it happens a lot. It's rare now these days where I could find a movie where I would watch multiple times. The only movies I can watch it multiple times are Marvel films. And that's just because it's like I like the genre of superhero movies. But a lot of these movies, man, I do not watch again. But I would attempt to watch this again. I did not watch this with my lady. So when it come out on streaming, maybe I'll watch this with my lady, you know, just see how she feel about it. But other than that, yeah, probably won't watch it again. But it was really good though. 8 out of 10, solid 8 out of 10. So let me know what you guys thought about um Drop. Everyone's a suspect. You know, I thought it was really good. Like I said, you watch it again. So let me know in the comment section. Or the DMs are always open at Kevin27 World. So let's move right along. Next up, we got Warfare, directed by Ray Mendoza Ray Mendoza and Alex Garland. And this is based on Mendoza's experiences during the U.S. Iraq War. As a former U.S. Navy SEAL, the film follows in real time a platoon of Navy SEALs on a mission through insurgent territory in November 2006 during the final stages of the Battle of Ramadan, or I say Ramadan, Ramadi or Ramadi. It stars an ensemble cast that includes blah 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 blah. All these people, Will Poulter, good cast. Yeah, good cast. I liked it. It was really good. I liked the movie. Um, but if I gotta be honest, you know, and that's what I get paid to do. This movie was a bit of a drag. Now, this is a real life story, so I don't want to say it like that. It's a real life story, it's a true story, but ugh. So I'm guessing because it's a true story, it was just no like, it wasn't really any story to it. It's like you got these guys and they just pinned down in the house, just getting their ass whooped for 90 minutes. Like, and I'm being honest and I'm trying to be respectful because this is a true story. And I think one of the guys died. So, you know, I respect it. A24, y'all know how they get down. I respect it. But I just, it's not like I didn't like it. I enjoyed it. But like the first 20 minutes, bro, I'm not even bullshitting you. It's just a sniper peeking out of a hole, like just sweating profusely for 20 minutes. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, ah, oh, man, come on. And what was making me mad is I'm like, bro, you see these people got the drop on you. Why are y'all waiting and being sitting ducks? You know they just yelled over the speaker to pretty much kill the Americans. Why are y'all just sitting there being lame ducks? They let all these guys get in their positions on top of roofs instead of just shooting these motherfuckers. You know they're the bad guys. Blow their heads off. I just did not understand that for the life of me. My man was sitting out there with the scope for 20 minutes, doing nothing. Like, bro, just sweating hard as hell. That's all he was doing, sweating. I'm like, dog, what are we doing here? So a lot of that, bro, I just was like, y'all know, man. Y'all know me, man. I'm patriotic when it comes to America. So when I'm watching the movie and I just see we just getting our ass kicked for 90 minutes, and not only were we getting our ass kicked, I seen us hit like one person in the movie. Like I'm just being honest, one person they shot. They just it's like they just were shooting to be shooting. They kept missing. I did not understand that for the life of me. I didn't get it. It was weird. It was weird. But again, it's a true story. You know, like to sit there and have an opening to where they could just throw a grenade up in there. It's like, why? And I'm not sitting here saying I know more than trained military personnel. So I'm just talking about it as a movie. I know it's a true story. I don't need no guys who, got their leg blown off for a Dodge Charger to be coming at me all crazy. I'm just saying, I think as a movie, I wish they would have embellished it a little bit because this was too much on the nose. I needed to see us kill some of them motherfuckers over there. Now they did at the end, but it was like way at the end. Like at the end, they just finally pulled up in the tanks and just blew all the roofs off. And I was like, thank God. Because I was like, bro, we going outside. Now, this is some or one of those things when you hear about how it wasn't just a walk in the park over there in Iraq and Afghanistan. Like we was over there getting our ass whooped too. So because bro, they was going out walking out with someone who was already injured, and then they just shot an IED. What do they call it? IED. Let's see what that is. Improvised explosive device. So yeah, and that motherfucker was hella big, bro. One dude, yeah, I think that's who it was because it said for Elliot. One dude was like laid out, half his body was gone, bro. He was just laid out, just gone. And then there was like two of them. They lost their legs. It was insane, bro. Insane. So yeah, if we want to talk about sound effects, it was loud. But as far as anything else, the gunfighting was terrible because you didn't see them shooting anyone. Like I seen way better gunfights in what's that show? That Zoe Saldana show, the Lioness. Really good gunfights in the Lioness. This one, no, it was like the gunfights were just terrible. Now, if you want to just talk about or look at it from the perspective of how much they dodge death, they like crawling and bullets flying by their head, you know, like a bullet will fly right by a place and then they'll just still crawl past. It's crazy. So you gotta, always tip your hat to the men and women that go into the army and military, man, and do service. You have to because, man, what they do to keep this country safe, man, man, oh man, that shit is intense. I couldn't imagine being out there in the war field. Man, I see somebody get shot outside my house one time, man. That shit scared the shit out of me, bro. I had nightmares, all kind of shit. So I couldn't imagine the stuff that they do in the military. And not my house now. This was like 10 years ago when I was living in a freaking ghetto on the east side of Vegas. But yeah, man, that was crazy, bro. I was just like, we get to and then we get to see the real people, like you get to add the faces to the cast. That was cool. I like that perspective. I like that point of view. That was tight. But yeah, I didn't really want to see a whole I didn't need to see, not that I didn't want to see. I didn't need to see an entire movie of America getting their ass whooped. Like it's one thing if it's one person and then that one person like the whole squad get blown up and then one person he survived and now he got to try to figure out how to get away or get out or whatever. That's cool. But to just see we got a squad of people and it's just straight belt to ass, straight belt to, even when more people came they still was getting their ass whooped. It was insane to me. So yeah, man, I would recommend you go see it though if you want to, just to be patriotic. I would recommend you to go see it. But if I had to give it a rating, 6 out of 10, honestly. And it's crazy because when you look at the RT and the audience score, it's very high. But for me, 6 out of 10. Like I've seen way better Army movies than that. I've seen better Army Academy movies than that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I've seen better stories from the Army. Like, and this is Navy SEALs. I've seen way better Navy SEALs movies. Like, yeah, it was okay. Every story is worth being told. Now, the amount of audience, the budget was only 20 million. So what they need to make about a good 50, 60 million. That's about it. I don't really see this movie being that big, but I mean, yeah, it was cool. 6 out of 10 for sure. If we want to check the audience score, we can real quick. I mean, because it was okay, bro. Like it was just okay. It was just okay. Like the audience score, the tomato meter 95%, and that's 118 reviews, and the popcorn meter 93%. So yeah, it's right there. I don't agree with either one of them. So look, now this wasn't a true story, but they also did Civil War. That movie just came out last year, and I like that movie. It was a war movie. But again, it's a movie. This is like a movie, but it's a biopic movie. So it's kind of like it's a true story. Civil War is not a true story, neither is 28 Days Later. But yeah. I guess okay, so this makes sense. So it says warfare embeds audiences with a platoon of American Navy SEALs on a surveillance mission going wrong in insurgent territory. A visceral boots on the ground story of modern warfare and brotherhood told like never before. Yeah, bro. I guess that would make sense. That makes a little more sense when you talk about the a surveillance mission. So if they were just running surveillance, okay. But if you was just running surveillance, there was no need to bust down the wall like that. It made yourself very noticeable. So yeah. If you was just running surveillance, I get it. But I'm sorry, man. I've seen better movies. I've seen better army movies on top of that, even the ones that are true. Like if I have to look up some army movies that I've seen, bro, I'm trying to see. Like All Quiet on the Western Front, gas. The Covenant and the Covenant was a true story. So that's what I'm saying. They got some true army movie stories that are very good. The Covenant was one of them. I really liked that movie. Loved it actually. And I watched it multiple times. American Sniper, fire. That's another true story. Fire. 1944, fire. Another true story. 1917, fire. Like, come on, bro. Like, 1917, fire, bro. Like, that movie, crazy. And that's a true story. Now, Oppenheimer is a war movie. It's just not on the battlefield, but Oppenheimer is a war movie. Um, Napoleon was good. Napoleon was good. I ain't gonna say it was fire, but it was good. Devotion, see what I'm saying? They got good war, they got good war movies. Devotion, fire. Like serious, they got some good, really good military movies. So, this just to me, not up there with it. It's not up there with the greats. And that's okay. Everything doesn't have to be, 1917, honestly. It doesn't. And I'm cool with that. I'm fine with it. I liked it. It was cool. Never watching it again, honestly. Never watching it again. Shout out to those men who gave their life. You know, you got to respect that. Those men gave their life for us out here. So that's what matters. And, you just got to respect that. Okay. So that's this episode of This is Cinema. We gave a 8, and a 6. So all three movies had a good triple header weekend. And then I'm gonna finish up with G20 tonight. I mean, it's coming together, man. It's coming together. So like I said, this will conclude this episode of This is Cinema. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe on this video, comment on Spotify as well. Please 5-star rate me on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And if you are not watching this video because you got Apple Podcasts, I respect it, I appreciate it. But you can go check this out. I'm gonna put the full video of this cinema up on YouTube if you don't want to go to Spotify, and that's at Kevin27 World. Believe it till you make believers. I will be doing Marvel news next and just doing a little freestyle episode. So I'm about to end this here, but I'm dropping 2 episodes, okay? So believe it till you make believers. I'll see you on the next one.